Have you ever wondered why it is that a lot of us set out to create beautiful things? We have goals, we have wishes, we have desires, we make New Year's resolutions, and only to find that a few weeks, months, or maybe even years later, that we have not done absolutely anything towards those goals, those wishes, those desires. And the real question here is, why does that happen? In order to answer that, we need to understand that we have two parts of our minds. There is a subconscious mind and then there is a conscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind is very, very powerful. It is in charge of so many things at the same time. Like it is in charge of your heartbeat and pumping blood to the organs and the rest of your body. It is in charge of your breathing. It is in charge if you are ever in trouble and you have a car crash or something like that. Your subconscious mind will take over because it is a million times more powerful than the conscious mind. It can process up to 40 million bits of data per second, which is fast. So the subconscious is a very beautiful part that we have in our survival, and it has gotten us here. The problem is that when you operate from your subconscious mind in your everyday, you are actually used to habits and you are repeating programs that you might not even know that they're there. The subconscious mind is actually not easy to change. It is very habitual, like I said. So it is used to those habits, and the only way to break those habits is to reprogram intentionally or by repetition. So those two are the only ways of challenging the subconscious beliefs that we have and the programming that we have. It is important to note that during our first years of life, from 0 to 6 particularly, we are mostly in a state of theta, which is, it has been associated with a hypnotic state. This is where you are actually learning from your environment and you are being programmed. You are being programmed by your parents, by your school, by your brother, your sister, etc. And these programs are the ones that actually manifest throughout your life unless you stop them and you change them and you approach them. Now, when you have evolved into the 6th year or 7th year, you start getting more higher brain activity, which is related to the prefrontal cortex, which is also related to your conscious mind. So your conscious mind starts being more active. You have more alpha, beta brainwave activity. But before that, all of those programs are now in place. And when your conscious mind reaches out to do anything new, your subconscious will naturally try to stop you. It will try to stop you with beliefs. You're too old, you're too young, you have small fingers, you have big fingers, you have it's too late for that, etc. And unless you can reprogram. Now back to the conscious mind. The conscious mind is actually where we can learn stuff very easily. Like you can read a book, you can check out a podcast, you can watch a documentary, and all of that stuff is being downloaded into your conscious mind. The problem is that you are not going to be able to make any real change until you access the subconscious, because your conscious is actually only active about 5% of your day. In some people it's active about 1% apparently. So you can definitely see those subconscious behaviors and patterns and programming in their everyday life. Now, the easiest way to sum things up with the subconscious and the conscious is when you are learning to drive. When you're learning to drive, you're operating from your conscious mind. So you have to pay attention to where the pedal goes, where you push the pedal, and how you turn the wheel, etc. Now, once you have repeated this enough, your subconscious knows now how to drive, and it doesn't need you to actually drive with your conscious mind. This is why sometimes, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, it has happened to me many times. We're talking, I'm talking with somebody on the car, and then I realize, oh, I should have taken that exit. Now, we didn't crash. And so somebody was driving the vehicle, but it wasn't my conscious mind, right? It's the subconscious. And that's the easiest, example that I can give you. So this is why it takes a long time to develop new habits, to, have exercise or etc. It is because your conscious mind might want to do stuff, might want to experience love and success and all of those things, but your subconscious might be stuck in those patterns and those programmings that it received when it was young. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is hard to get, or etc. Depending on where you grew up, this is more and more important. And this deep belief system is what practically governs today. Us humans. In other words, like when I've been debating stuff with other people, it doesn't matter what it is. For the most part, when I debate with other people, for example, on nutrition, the debate is not really happening around science and facts and history, etc. It never really happens like that. I've never debated with a person whether white bread is more nutritious than kale. I've never debated with a person whether avocados are better than Oreo cookies. There's no scientific proof on Oreo cookies. I love them, but they're no good. So the real debate that's happening, is around people's belief systems, and this is when they start manifesting that belief system. Oh, you can eat a little bit of everything. Oh, you can why are you punishing yourself like that? You should have a good time, right? So the debate is not really whether some things are better for us or worse. I think deep down all of us know what things are better for us. The debate is whether you can change your belief system into a more positive life for you, a more positive choices, a better choices for you. And the way to do it is, as I mentioned several times now, it's not straightforward. Imagine that you have a computer, and all of a sudden a program starts running, and it starts wreaking havoc of your software or something, and you start screaming at it, stop the program, don't delete that. The computer is not going to do anything. The only way to change that program is to actually access the code, right? And then plant a better belief system that can enable you to accomplish your dreams, your wishes, your desires, etc. And I'm no expert on that, but I'm going to share with you somebody who is Dr. Bruce Lipton, and I'm going to share with you a whole bunch of websites that he has, where you can see which modality you like more and which calls your attention more. I have done EFT, I have done, which is emotional freedom techniques, or tapping, it's also called. And I have also done Psyche. I have meditated, as I said in previous episodes, and a whole bunch of those things have started to work in my advantage. So I hope that this will help you, and I hope to see you on the next one, where I hope to hear that you are accomplishing finally your wishes, your conscious wishes and desires. Thank you so much. And I do have a Patreon page in case you want to pitch in even $1. I'll include a link for that one as well. And I hope to catch you on the next one.